on stage? Yeah, come on up there. What's going on, everybody? Nice. Welcome to the second half of this Action Show Studio Show. We are so grateful and thankful that you are here. What's going to happen is we're going to do a little Armando show. And for those of you who don't know what that means, is I'm going to tell stories, personal stories from my past, and they are going to improvise based on those stories. And they're very, very good. So let's get this thing started. It's Valentine's Day coming up. What's a word that you think of when you think of Valentine's Day?
Angle.
Did I hear angle? I heard angle. No, I heard angle, ma'am. I'm just kidding. But for some reason, that does make me think of something. Angle, the word angle. It makes me think about when I was a kid. I've only ever gotten stitches one time. And it actually wasn't even stitches, it was like that glue. If you have ever gotten that? Like you can glue, if it's a straight enough cut, what's it called?
Butterfly.
That's not, no.
It's
Surgical glue.
Yes, thank you. It's surgical glue. And so when I was a kid, my brother and I, my parents had like a little cottage, and they there was a dock at the cottage. And at the end of the dock, my brother and I would put one of those like floaty mats, those lay floaties on the dock, and we put shampoo over them, and then we'd like slide into the water and fall off. We'd do all these cool tricks. And so one weekend, we were doing that. We had sudsed up all the floaties, and some of it got onto the dock. So later when we cleaned up, there was still soap left over. And I went down to the dock with my brother. My mom and my dad were near the dock. My dad was cleaning, my mom was sunbathing, and my brother and I were down there, and I was getting ready to, I was gonna like wash my hair and wash my body. And so I put the soap in, and I started rubbing it in my hair, and I remember kind of getting in my eyes, so my eyes were closed. And I started getting towards the end of the dock. It's kind of like this, it's got an angle. And on our dock, there was a sign. It said like, "Oh, port." That was the type of dock it was. There was a metal sign. And I couldn't really see where I was going because I had the soap in my hair. And I got to the edge, and I slipped from the suds that were there before. And my vagina landed straight on the dock. Straight on the dock. And all I remember was sinking to the bottom of the lake because I was in so much pain that my mom jumped in and pulled me out. And I at the time, I was like, I don't really know what's going on. It hurts so bad. Because it's like, that was right on a bone and right on the vagina. And I had to go to the doctor. It was a male doctor. So I as an 11-year-old, I had my legs sprayed open to this man. And he kept apologizing. He was like, "I'm so sorry, honey." But he was gluing part of my vagina together. I split open the left side of my vagina. And I was and yeah, it was awful. And I'm just bearing it all for you people. So then I fell in the thing, and I remember going to the doctor and having to get that glue and having to get it sewed on the edges. And the biggest part that was hard is that, speaking of angles, I wasn't allowed to pee by myself for a week. So just for sheer pain, it was really, really painful. And so one day I was home alone, and I wasn't home when my parents weren't there, and my younger brother was in the other room. And I sat outside the bathroom crying, and he was like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I have to pee so bad, but Mom and Dad aren't here." And like a good brother, he left to his room. He grabbed an old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt, and he put it over his eyes. And he walked me into the bathroom and held my hand and helped me angle myself down while not looking while I peed. And I'll just keep it. He helped me clean up a little bit because he's a nice. I shouldn't have told you that. But he did. And I remember thinking the angle of it, if you had to watch, was two 11-year-olds kind of going like this and having to pee. But he had his eyes covered, you guys, because he didn't want to invade my privacy. So do with that as you
No, I need you to look. Take a good look, please.
I am not looking at you.
It's my only scar. I need you to see it. anklet. This is our first date. What kind of woman do you think I am? Look.
That part of you was not on your profile, man.
I tried to put it on there, the picture person that screams all, he took it down. You're just so pretty in your profile. I wanted to get this out of the way so we can connect, and then you wouldn't be freaked out later.
Look, I'm all about what's in here, not what's back here.
I had open heart surgery a while ago, so there's a little scar there too, but...
Scars make the man.
I'm a woman.
All the better.
I can be whatever you want me to be.
All the better. All the better.
Oh,
I can feel your heart.
it's beating pretty fast. No, I said you weren't going to touch me on the first date. I'm not that kind of woman, man.
Wow, we've been like around the world and now we're right back
I
here.
know. This is, I mean...
I can't hardly breathe either.
You take my breath away. I had lung surgery too, so maybe there's a little... The doctor said I have 4 months.
Organs, get your organs here. Anybody need a new organ?
I don't have health insurance.
Okay.
You have health insurance, right?
Yes.
Will you marry me? Oh, please.
Nancy, what are you doing? I thought this was supposed to be our night on our date and you're with her?
I'm kind of like spinning all around.
We just met on Tinder last week. It's Valentine's Day. We were supposed to be out.
Jennifer, are you just going to ignore me?
I showed you my scar first, and it was on my vagina.
Our scars are compatible. I thought you left the country.
Well,
You got a
since
vagina
I left-
scar, I got a butt scar.
What's your deal with scars? Why are you? What's this?
Look, y'all, let's get real. I gave up my right arm and scars for you two.
These summers on the docks are so nice. Life is so carefree.
Yeah. Just watch out for the slippery spots.
Mom, you and your worries about this world, you're so funny.
Yeah, one day you're gonna have to learn the hard way, honey.
Nothing hard happens to me, Mom. Everything's, oh no! My vagina! Oh my God! Mom! You didn't tell me vaginas hurt when they slam into things!
You can only learn the hard way, honey. And only the hard way.
All right, welcome to the doctor.
I got undressed before you came in. Is that okay? I figured
It was a little presumptive, but
I'm
thank
in
you.
a lot of pain, dog.
Do you need to bite down on something?
Is that... You're the doctor. I feel like you should tell me.
Look up for me.
Okay?
Can you just rub that in? And all right. That's good. Stop it.
Okay.
You're making me uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, doctor, if an 11-year-old in her vagina makes you uncomfortable. This is medical. It's not gross, okay?
I know that. And I would appreciate it if you stopped talking and looking at me like that. Doctor's orders. You can't pee in front of other people. And you can't pee by yourself because you need someone to help you.
But I can't pee in front of people. How am I supposed to do that?
I'm the doctor. I'm not a philanthropist.
You became a woman today. It's a very exciting time. I became a woman about 20 years ago the same way. It's a family tradition. So how do you feel? Do you feel different?
I feel a lot of things right now, Mom.
Tell me.
So every girl in our family learns the same way?
Yes.
And this is what it means to be a woman?
Yes.
What does it mean to be a man?
I don't know. That's for another dock and another lake.
Men just have it so easy.
They do.
Oh.
They do.
Okay, but so this is like the only bad thing about having a vagina, right?
No. No, that will come later.
Oh, no.
Much later, hopefully later.
Oh, no.
Yes. This is just the first amount of pain, honey.
I don't like this.
Wait until you have to bleed for 5 days.
Why would I bleed? I haven't stopped bleeding since the accident. Why do I have to keep bleeding?
Because you're a woman, dear. That's just how it is.
Mom, this isn't fun. Why do people call it a gift? This is a miracle. It's a curse.
Mom, did you tell Hannah about her period yet? I want to play video games now.
I did, honey. I sure did.
Is Jim gonna start bleeding too?
No, I'm a guy.
No, he's gonna have very uncomfortable mornings waking up, and he's gonna ruin a lot of socks.
All right, it's definitely sucks.
Definitely.
I just, it just feels so hard sometimes. And I'm like, oh gosh, Jim, he's got it all. He has parts that don't bleed. He's got friends. He's just cool all the time.
But honey,
It just seems.
you've got a scar in your vagina. Nobody can ever take that away.
Bob! Oh my god, Bob. I have some really great news.
Yeah?
Are you ready to hear some really great news?
Yeah, okay.
So, remember how you said that you always wanted to move into a home together?
Yeah. Is it time?
Bob, I got us a cottage
Where?
on Lake Erie. It's our dream.
I am so lucky to be with you. And you just make me a better person.
Oh, I'm so ready for this new chapter in your life. That means so much to me.
I love you.
Bob, I love you too.
Yeah, so let's talk like interior design. Let's get
Okay.
So, you and me,
Yes.
plus a cottage.
Yes.
What does that...
On Lake Erie.
On Lake Erie. What does that like equal in your head?
I mean, I'm thinking like rainbow colors everywhere.
Yes!
I'm thinking stars everywhere.
Rainbow stars?
Yes.
Bitch, yes!
Thank you. This is gonna be amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, are you guys here for that timeshare meeting too?
Yeah!
Oh, there's that beautiful cottage that we're all gonna split. Just wait until you hear what we're gonna do with it.
Okay. What are you gonna do with it?
All black walls.
Whoa. I mean, we can't really afford like the whole cottage, so we're sharing, but we never talked about black walls. We're doing rainbow stars.
I thought it was.
Ours is gonna have stars.
That's great.
But on the
That's
ceiling.
great.
They glow.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, folks. Thanks for coming. Here's how this timeshare works. You get 1 week a year. You don't change anything. You don't touch anything. You don't touch any of the locked closet doors because that's where all my stuff is. And probably don't sit on the couch, okay?
Debbie Downer.
Yeah. What's your deal?
Well, it's $2,000. That's the deal.
It's on Lake Erie.
It's on Lake Erie. Now those 2
It's on
weeks,
Lake Erie.
2 weeks each.
No, 1 week a year. All. I have to go to Paris and I have to pay rent.
Okay.
Let's just sign it and we'll figure it out later.
We want to help you get to Paris.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Philanthropy.
The phrase, yas, bitch. Makes me think of the first time I heard my mom curse. And she said, "Fuck no!" And it was in a very unique situation. It was in Wisconsin at this similar cottage, at the same cottage where I, but I was younger. This is before that trauma happened. I think I was 7 or 8, and there was this little place in the town called Ponderosa. It was like a petting zoo in Wisconsin. I don't think it was regulated. It was just like a bunch of deer and ducks wandering around. It was fenced in, and they charged people an entry fee. They gave you a bag of corn, and they're like, "Yeah, just go pet them. They'll come up to you." Well, fuck yeah, an animal will come up to you with food. And so my member is like a big deal. My mom had this chore list. If you did a number of chores and you got a number of points, you got to pick the family activity. So I was like, "We are going to I know, it's not fucking cute." And so I was like, "We're going to Ponderosa." So me and my 3 brothers, my mom, went to Ponderosa. And I was so excited. I loved animals. And we got in there and we all got our little bag of, it was like corn, hard corn and feed. And the moment we walked in, like we saw a deer almost immediately. I was like, oh my gosh, it was so exciting. And so I got a bunch of the corn in my hand and it approached me. It started eating the food out of my hand. And then my brothers came over and it was also exciting. And my brother's attention span, my brothers and I are all within 5 years of each other. So imagine having, at my time, I was 7, 8, 9, and 5. So they ran off and my mom's chasing them. But I was transfixed. Like, this is a deer, a live deer was eating food out of my hand. So I put the bag in my pocket and I started to pet it and it was being so sweet and we had this connection. And I was like, okay. And then I noticed that my mom was starting to get pretty far away. And so I pet the deer and I started to walk to catch up to her. And I think I got maybe 7 or 8 steps in when I felt this huge momentum thrust me into the ground. And my face was in the dirt, running around. I had no idea what was going on. And I look up, and this deer is trampling me. It's freaking out. And it's stomping on my back. I don't know what to do. And I start crying, I start screaming, and no one's coming. And I realized that my feet had fallen under my body. And so I was trying to get to the corn. So it was it started hooving my body to get me to move. And I was just sobbing, looking for help. And I look up and this I'll never forget as long as I live. My mom starts coming around the corner looking for me and I'm crying, almost trying to get to her. And she goes, "Fuck no." Deer and scared it off. And I was crying. My back was all bruised and I looked like an idiot. And my mom went up to management. She's like, "Look what you did to my child." And she was so upset. And the guy, he looks at me, he goes, "Yeah, well, we don't do refunds here. But you can ride that horse over there for free."
Fuck no. All I want is a refund for my bag. I bought it here last week. It was Tuesday. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. 9 o'clock in the morning. Right after you opened.
Fuck no, we don't open till 10.
I said 10 o'clock.
Lady, your answers don't make any sense. Do you have a receipt?
Who has a receipt?
Everybody that wants a refund?
Nobody has a receipt. And none of the TV shows has anybody ever had a receipt. And I watch TV all the time.
Maybe that's part of your problem, is you watch so much TV. You're not in reality. You know what I mean?
Honey, have you gotten anywhere with him?
No, they won't refund me.
Why not?
They won't do it.
What's the problem?
She doesn't have a receipt.
She doesn't have to have a receipt.
She's in here every day. You know her.
Every day.
Every day.
I am one person handling everybody that walks in.
Every day.
You have a very normal face.
What'd you say?
She has a very normal face.
I paid $10,000 for this face.
I paid $10,000.
You told her a very normal
right there.
That's a nice scar.
That's a lot of money.
Which we got.
Come on.
I don't have to answer to you. You're not my boss.
Where is your boss?
I don't know.
This is a great store. Come on, let's go.
But what about our refund? We can't leave without our refund.
Let's take something.
I have ears.
You have to say
We don't want your ears. What do you want?
So, like, I was thinking.
Anything you want to do?
I know. Like those shoes, the Louboutins.
Maybe you could give her a better face. That's more distinctive. That I could tell the difference between her and everybody else.
Oh, dear God. Would you like a new face?
Actually, I'm
I'm gonna mess you up.
You wouldn't be the first person. It's fine. It's okay.
Go get him. Her.
Excuse me? It. I am not an it. I am a person.
And you work in retail.
All right.
You work in
All right. Let's. We don't need the police again. Okay.
I'll see you. Oh, wow.
Okay, we'll just take the boots and we can go. It's fine. We take the boots.
All right. Go get the boots.
No, you go get the boots. I always get the boots.
You need to learn how to handle your woman. That's all I got
Oh,
to say.
holy shit!
Sorry.
You did not.
Says the virgin.
With the abnormal face. Hi.
Kids, your mother and I have something to tell you. We bought a zoo.
Except, it's not a normal zoo. It's a dinosaur zoo.
Oh my God, that's even cooler!
So, you know, Jurassic Park, your favorite movie, it's gonna be just like that, but you're not gonna die.
Oh, good.
We hired a real IT person this time. Foolproof.
Proof. We're gonna move to Hawaii. We're gonna hang out in this Jurassic Zoo. It's gonna be amazing. You're going to feed the dinosaurs.
You guys are gonna have to feed the dinosaurs.
Yeah, we're
We'll
not
be in
feeding the dinosaurs.
Hawaii.
We'll let you feed the dinosaurs.
Wait,
And then if you do your chores, you get to pick any activity you want. What do you want your activity to be?
Driving the Jeep.
Driving the
That's-
Jeep. That's pretty sweet.
We
even
set up
though
a
you're
race-
Only, yeah, even though you're only 3, but
It's
cool.
okay. We set up a racetrack. Oh, the T-Rex will like kind of. I'm so proud of that idea.
What's your activity?
that's so cool. I mean, I want to feed them.
You want to feed them?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna let you do that.
I'll drive you in the Jeep.
And then I'll feed them out the window.
Woo!
We raised geniuses.
We did raise geniuses.
And-
Hey,
Hey, play.
just
play
wait
along.
one second. When are we gonna tell them that we're totally lying and none of this is happening?
Once we're in Hawaii.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and I mean, we're really on the lam. Because
They're parenting again.
we're moving to Hawaii so people can't find us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, more
So
secret?
We're also gonna have to change our names and our identity. Oh my God. Get back, get in the Jeep.
I thought
Let me feed you.
I thought
Yeah.
this wasn't real.
it couldn't be done. Wait, no, this is what we wanted. No, don't stop.
Okay, you're our favorite.
Honey, get
You're our
away from
favorite.
that thing.
You go. You're our favorite.
Don't leave me.
No. You're fine. You're fine. You're our favorite. You move back.
But I want to name him Jack.
You Jack.
Jack! Daddy, why'd you do that?
Baby girls, we got to tell you something. That was the alpha male. We couldn't have a male repopulate all the dinosaurs. I did you guys a favor.
Let's kill our parents.
Excuse me.
Corn in your face, Dad.
My only weakness. It's like
happy?
Yes. Thank you.
You always do this. You always get mom and dad to get me in trouble, so I have to do things at your whim.
Because I'm the little sister. That's why. That's what I do.
Every day.
Vinny, I need to tell you something. You really need to take better care of your little sister. You told her you hated her.
Oh.
I was angry. And besides, you're never home.
You are the older one. You are supposed to be responsible.
And you're the older one. Where were you?
At work so that you can have video games.
Ugh! Fine, I'll take care of her. Okay?
Okay. Uh-huh.
God.
And do your chores.
Yeah, I'll do everything, because clearly you don't do anything.
Have fun sleeping in the barn.
Yeah, because you got rid of the apartment.
Okay, that is enough from you, young man.
What are you going to do?
That is
Leave?
enough from
Honey, the taxi's waiting. Come on.
Come on. Tracy, we'll be okay. I'll take you to the zoo. Are you okay?
You don't have to. You made Mom go away.
I-
It's your fault. We're orphans now in a house. I don't know how to cook. I barely know how to turn the...
I'll take care of you. I'm trying my best. And it's not my fault that Mom left.
Yeah, it is.
Why?
You pissed her off. You made her mad. She left.
Here's the thing. I try to hide a lot from you, so you have a good view of our parents.
Not that well.
Not that well? What do you mean? Do you know how awful our parents are?
Now there's a deer in our house.
Stay calm. Stay calm. I'll kill it.
I'm your mother reincarnated as a deer.
Mom?
Don't kill Bambi.
Tracy, I don't know how to tell you this, but that's Mom. Hug your mother.
No.
Tracy!
I'd give your mother a hug.
You fucking talk too!
Don't be scared of your mother.
Mom? Mom? Mom?
Alright, she's worthless. I'm just going to my favorite child.
You know that's not Mom now.
Yeah, you're not my fucking mom! My mom would have never called me her favorite child.
That makes me think of so much. No. I'll skip. I don't think my mom had favorites. I actually do think she liked my oldest brother Luke the best, but that's a different story. So it's that relationship, like you two as siblings, reminded me of. So I have a younger brother, Charlie, and he is like my whole heart. I love him so much. We are 13 months apart, and we're best friends. Like we look identical almost, and we've always just been so close. But when we were kids, my poor mother, we were just at each other, and not verbally. I don't know if you were siblings that verbally fight. We physically fought, as you can tell by all my stories of the night. I sent him to the hospital multiple times. I've given him. I gave him stitches 3 separate times in the head. And I'll tell the one story because it is this beautiful whole arc. So when we were younger, I think it was around that age, like 9, 10, all in that same spectrum of the stories. And we're having a family reunion, and myself and the boy I had a crush on, Joey Wyatt, we were playing croquet. And because that's what you do when you're 9. You play croquet and then you fuck. I'm kidding. So we were playing croquet, and Charlie kept coming in and messing up the game to like mess with me. Like he'd take my croquet ball and he'd like kick it off the grass. And it was driving me crazy, but I was trying to keep my composure because I was in a nice outfit and it was a family reunion. And Joey's family was like considered part of the family, so he got to be. There's a special occasion that we reunited. And so Charlie kept messing with me, and he kept messing with me, and I got to a boiling point. Oh, God. And one time he just pushed me a little too far, and he came over, and he took, you know, in croquet, there's like those hoops. He pulled the hoop and pretended to like jab me with it, and then threw it and like laughed as he ran away, and I saw red. I bubbled over so intensely that I grabbed the croquet mallet with all my might, and I just like pulled it back, and I let it rip, and the minute it left my fingers, I knew it was gonna hit him. He was like 40 feet in front of me, and I was like, oh no, that's got distance. And it slowly made its way, and just like that, knocked him right in the back of the head. He went down, and the scream was so loud and blood curdling. Like I mean, it was a good throw. He had to get 2 layers of stitches. I like busted his head open, and he came back. Oh God, this was the worst part. I sat at home just waiting to be yelled at. You know that like fear when someone's gonna come back in your life. He comes in the door, and I'm just sitting there ready, and he goes like this. Hannah, I got you this popsicle at the hospital. I bet you feel terrible. That motherfucker. And listen, here, and I have to tell you the end of the story because it's so good. So then I kind of thought, like everything, I always thought he never held a grudge. Like he kind of threw some shade, and I was like, but it's over, right? It was done. Well, fast forward 7 years. We're in high school. And we all shared a family computer. We had to like write Microsoft Word documents for school on the family computer. And I was going to find a document to print, and I was looking through the documents bar. And I found a paper I'd never seen before called The Revenge. Oh. I was like, I've never seen this. I clicked on it, and of course, he's so dramatic. He's like, the day was July 9th. And so he goes into this thing about how I hit him in the head with the croquet mallet. And his final line is, until the day I exacted my revenge. Apparently, a couple weeks later, I thought this was pure accident. We were leaving my grandma's house. And he was outside, I was inside the car, and I went to wave goodbye to my grandma. And the door got slammed on my hand. Oh. And it was like my mom was in the car, like she was like I remember my mom screaming because she was like, what's going on? And so like the door got undone. Luckily I didn't break any fingers. It just got slammed in the car door. And no one would ever fess up as to what happened. Well, in Charlie's story, The Revenge, I guess he waited for the perfect moment and he intentionally slammed that door on my fucking hands when he was 8 years old. Either he's a good liar or damn, that boy can plan. Do with that as you want.
This year I'm going to hit our cousin, I swear.
You're setting a bad example for our children.
You don't understand, baby. My cousin deserves to get hit in the head.
Do you see her? She's super impressionable.
She needs to learn early.
Revenge is not okay. Revenge is not okay. What did she do really, what can I do to help?
Just tell me if I'm getting closer to that bullseye right there.
No, not even close.
Can I quit this target practice? Aren't you done trying to hit me?
No!
You
Man,
painted.
how long do I have to stand here?
I'm using my engineering degree from Tech to have like an actual hologram of my cousin to hit. So, you know.
I don't think that's a hologram. I think she's here.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
She hit my shoulder once. Aren't we done?
No.
Okay.
I'll tell
Go
you.
ahead. Hurl another one.
This is not okay. You need to put more force at the beginning.
I need to put more force? Okay.
No, no.
I'm thirsty.
You don't deserve to drink anything!
It's hot out here.
That was part of my plan.
Holy crap.
Oh, right. No.
Oh, finally. It feels good. I feel justified.
Dear, darling, she's not moving.
That was the point. I did it. I finally did it.
Susie, your mother's a psychopath.
I achieved a goal. You should be happy for me.
What?
Baby, are you proud of your mama? See?
I swear, don't you dare take my daughter away from me. I will take revenge on this.
See? Revenge is in our blood, honey. It's part of us. It's who we are. Look at your hands. You feel it too. Just, it's
What have
fine.
you turned me into?
Yourself. Your true self, honey. That's what happened when you said I do. You said I do to revenge.
Now I'm at a crossroads, because, like, do I follow through with my true self, or do I murder you? Or do I be... Oh, that's working. We're going to murder your mom. You can do it, too.
It's a family tradition. I'm so proud. It's so great.
I got you a knife.
Oh, baby's first time.
I'm going to videotape this.
Oh, yay. Oh, she's.
I'm going to revenge you if you don't stab your mother.
Oh.
Do it. Let the hate flow through you.
You got it, baby. You got it. It's fine. It's
Come on, do it.
fine.
She's the devil. Kill her.
I just want you to hit your
I hate her. I hate her.
goals. It's fine. I believe in you, honey.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
This is what happened when you adopt.
Dave? What did we say about playing golf in the kitchen? You're acting like I don't see you playing golf. Or I don't feel you hitting the ball against my foot.
It's because I want your attention.
Yes, Dave, my life revolves around you, my 17-year-old son.
Yeah, not so much anymore. I'm emancipating myself.
Excuse me, sir?
Yeah. I don't need you. I don't need your golf. I don't need your plates.
Excuse me? Who made you think you can do that to our plates?
You did. You told me to stick up for what I believe in.
Yes, I
You
did.
told me to get myself out of stressful situations.
Yes.
And you taught me to see the future that I want for myself.
Okay.
And that is a future without you.
Okay, young man, this is not at all what I meant when I was telling you about these things.
What are you gonna do, Mom?
What am I gonna do?
Uh-huh.
Young man, I'm gonna tell you to sit down. I almost want to ground around you right now.
Tell me to sit down. Look in my eyes when you tell me to sit down, Mom.
Dave,
Yeah?
sit down.
No.
Dave?
Now you're getting angry, Mom. Uh-huh.
I'm not getting angry.
Uh-huh.
But you need to sit down. Your behavior is not acceptable in this house.
Or else what?
You are trying to push my buttons, young man.
I'm cute.
Dave, where did this behavior come from?
Dad.
Of course, of course.
Little bit more that way. A little bit more that way. That's right, Tommy.
Lord help me. Raising 2 boys.
What?
Dave,
Uh-huh.
you know how impressionable Tommy is. Where do you
Yeah.
think he's learning this behavior?
Me.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And why aren't you guiding him in the right direction?
Because I don't know what the right direction is.
Dave,
Yeah. I don't know what the right direction is. I don't know what is right and what is left, Mom.
Dave, what's been going on?
Everyone else gets to go home to 2 parents. I get to come home to a mom I love very much. But sometimes I just wish I had someone I could relate to a little bit more.
Honey, thank you for being honest with me.
Yeah.
I know it's been hard.
Yep, that mallet hit Dad right in the back of the head.
Yeah.
And then Aunt Hannah went to jail for life.
It was quite a family reunion. Look, I want you to be happy.
I want you to be happy. I'm sorry I make things difficult. I just don't know what to do with this gray cloud in my head.
It's your teenage years. There's a lot of things going on that don't really make sense. You're looking for friends. You're trying to find yourself. But you've got.
You?
Yeah. And you've got Tommy, who's looking up to you.
Yeah, where is he? Holy shit, where is he?
Tommy, it's a Winter's room.
Tommy? Mom, I think we lost Tommy.
Oh. No, Tommy? No.
Try calling him.
Tommy, get out here. Tommy? Tommy? Tommy! Come on, Tommy, take a shit.
Oh.
My armrest! God. I don't know why Mom made me sit next to you on the plane. Can you stop breathing so loud?
I'm just gonna work on my last will. I've done a lot of things in my life I wish I hadn't.
Me too. There's a lot of things I wish you hadn't done.
Passengers, we're about to hit some turbulence.
This is turbulent. Look, you're my grandson. I don't want you making the same mistakes I made. It's important.
I don't see how that's possible. I'm not you.
I hope not.
Whatever.
What is it that I did that was so awful? I need to put it in my will.
Pretzels, peanuts?
I think, yeah.
Pretzels, peanuts?
Boy, I'm glad we got the wide seat.
Yes, Grandma, we get it. You have a ton of money. But you know what? For some of us, it's not about money, okay?
What is it about?
It's about time. Time will never get back. You left Mom all on her own when she was just a teenager. And you come back now, you're like, oh, I have money. I want to see my grandkids.
I went to New York to earn all that money so that you would have a better life. You've had 3 cell phone things. You just keep tossing them away like peanuts. You know you're on my plan.
I know.
Because I love you.
Grandma, it's hard to believe that when you left a pregnant teenage girl by herself on the streets, you're telling me it's because you loved her grandchildren, your grandchildren, her children. It all just seems kind of... Yeah, thank you. It's just, it seems very... I don't buy it. I don't think it's fair for you to pick and choose when you care and when you don't. You know, for some of us, we don't have that luxury. Sometimes we always care.
That was the time I had to care. She was pregnant, and I left to go take care of both of you.
How could you leave a family you loved?
Because I loved them. I didn't want you to have to stay on the streets. And now look at you in all your fancy clothes. Because your mom got a chance. Look, I don't want to put a bunch of garbage in my will. I want to put that we resolved all our stuff and we ended on...
I don't want you to spend any more time on that will, Grandma. I need that time with us right now.